Yes, we are live on YouTube as well as on Zoom. Good afternoon, participants. Welcome to this course, Introduction to Tehai Concept in Tabla Playing. Professor Nikhil Bhagat sir is with us. You can join on Zoom or you can watch the event on YouTube and post your doubts. Yes, sir. You can introduce yourself and then.
Hello everyone. Thank you, Murli sir, for this session. And I am Dr. Nikhil Bhagat, Associate Professor in Tabla from Department of Instrumental Music, Faculty of Performing Arts, uh, uh, Faculty of Performing Arts, Varanasi, BHU. And I have we are on actually half course is completed. I think the fifth week is going on for this course. Almost 20 lectures are been over, and it's a uh, crucial course on a crucial concept in tabla playing, which is Tehai. It's an important term, important aspect in tabla playing. So I congratulate all the students who have joined this course, and they are doing good, and they are studying, they are practicing, they are now able to understand the content of the course, and they must be practicing these highs and these concepts on their instrument, their tabla, and they must be reciting, they must be practicing it, uh, all the theory portion and all the practical part which has been uh, explained in the lectures. So, do I uh, tell something about the course, sir?
Yes, sir. You can tell briefly tell about the overview of the course, sir. Like what are the things that are covered in each week?
Yeah, yeah.
The
During the first week, we covered the basic concepts in Indian music, like Indian
Uh,
music. The
Sir, your voice is breaking, sir. I don't know.
now, just see,
Now it is fine, sir. Now it is fine, sir.
it's fine.
Can I
Okay.
share the screen, sir, of the your course page? That will be act as a reference so that you can see those things and then.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. I'm just
sure,
pages
sir.
now.
I will just share, sir.
Yeah,
Hope you are able to view it, sir.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right, sir.
So yes, sir. So we covered the topic like the contribution of Bhatkar and Podolskar, the two luminaries, how they systematically uh, the teaching learning method, how systematic they made it to the future students, then how the prevention of Indian music and the balance between theory and practical aspects was been introduced, and uh, how the oral tradition, Gurumukhi Vidya, authenticity and nuances and challenges were faced by the uh, earlier uh, traditions and earlier students. Then in the first lecture, we also we have seen that what basically is the performing art, what is its live execution, performance is the basis of the this performing arts. Hence, it is called as a performing art. Then we also saw some points like explain some uh, points on music history and how the development of music is its roots, Persian influence, its golden age, and how the khayal was introduced in Indian music, and the post-independence and the modern era, how the music has been changed in these eras. Then we also discussed about recent trends, use of technology, collaborations with other music forms like South Indian music or folk music. Now, recently we have the term uh, world music and experiments in the performance, how various artists are experimenting our Indian classical music with other allied forms in the music. Then we discuss about some festivals and the competitions of then in the I think we also covered points like Drupad. Then we had a brief discussion about Khayal, its improvisation, structure, how Khayal is accompanied, and the Ghararas of Khayal and its present status. Uh, the another form like Thumri, its background structure, themes, instruments which are used with the Thumri, and its relation with the Kathak dance, how Thumri is being related to the Kathak dance. Then we also discuss about Tabla, Chaiti Kajri, Hori, then forms of uh, last we also discuss about the forms in Carnatic music, which is Kriti, Varna, Ragam, Padam and Javi, Tilana and the Geetam also. Uh, in the first there was a third lecture about classification of Indian instruments. So these classification of Indian instruments, it's a important term and important point uh, from the point of view of the students that uh, many of the classical music and Indian music courses, they cover these points: classification of Indian music and role of instrument, melodic, rhythmic, supporting, solo performances, innovation, and experimentations. Then we had Chaturvadya fold classification. We have also discussed about this Chaturvadya, which is fourfold classification. That is Tattavadya, Avnantavadya, Sushervadya, and Ghanavadya. After this, in the fourth lecture, uh, we have discussed about the technical terms in tabla. Now, these technical terms in tabla, which were some terms were directly and some terms were indirectly related to the Tehai concept, which our course uh, was supposed to be uh, the main focus of the course is the high aspect of the tabla. So then we had some tal definition, matra. I have explained each and every term with the. This was a practical based lecture actually. I played tabla. I practically explained some concepts like sum, kriya, vibhag, then avartan, lay, bol, theka, and jati. How these terms are responsible in tabla playing, uh, how it reacts with the tabla playing, and all its major role in the tabla.
Somebody is disturbing, sir. I just removed that participant, sir.
Okay,
Right, sir. You can continue, sir.
okay, fine. Then in the first week, there was fifth lecture. We covered notation system, importance of notation system, because whenever we discuss about notation system, there are two types of notation system prevalent in our Indian classical music, and many times students gets confused because most of the students use only the Bhatkhande style of notation system. There was query from many students that we need to understand the Paluska system. Hence, I introduced the uh, Paluska system in this lecture, and all the symbols, their roles, and the patterns and the styles of writing in Bhatkhande and Paluska, and the comparative study of both the systems uh, has been discussed in the lecture itself. And during this lecture, uh, there were some examples given to the displayed. It was displayed that how this notation system, like Bhatkande and Paluskar, have their important role while documenting the music. And when we write tabla, when we reciting is another thing, and documentation is a very important aspect of uh, tabla playing, because there are some uh, issues while writing, and those issues can be solved and rectified while notating the music, or notating the tihais, or any type of complex compositions in tabla. So basically we discussed these both the notation system, which is Pandit Bhatkhande and Pandit Baluskar notation system. Then on the, during the second week, we had a sixth lecture on uh, concept of Tehai in Indian music. So why Tehai, the term Tehai was discussed, that is Tehai is a T means three, and why not two, why four, only three? So uh, various examples were given, since three is considered as a magical figure, and various relevant examples were discussed during that course of lecture. And the concept of Tihai in vocal music, then uh, like melodic rhythm pattern, importance of whole part, short and long Tihai, then enhancing rhythmic complexity, showcasing technical skills, audience engagement, establishing and synchronization. All these topics were discussed during the course of this lecture, and how the high is a threefold repetition. Then in Kathak, how the high has its role during the repetition, footwork, rhythmic syllables, and how the cycle is maintained, and what are the types of the high in the Kathak dance, like simple, Damdar, Vedam, and Chakradar. It was discussed during the course of uh, this lecture. And Tani Avartan, which is a South Indian music term, uh, which also includes various execution of high like compositions. So this Tani Avartan concept was also explained during this lecture. Then we had seventh lecture, which was execution of Tihai in vocal and instrumental. Since the sixth lecture was the execution of Tihai, the seventh lecture, it was a practical presentation of vocal and instrumental music. I have invited Mr. Akshat Pratap Singh, who is a master student of, who is a actually PhD student of our university, BHU, and he performed Rag Saraswati in Vilambit Ektal and Drut Bandish in Tintal. I myself accompanied him in the studio, and the lecture was recorded. He sang very well, and we tried to practically demonstrate the various forms of tihai, and in how the tihais are executed in khayal. And then this performance was followed by a flute demonstration. Since flute comes under the category of instrumental music, the one of our students, she is also a PhD scholar from Kerala, Miss Bhadra Priya, and she presented a rag uh, Bandish in Madhyalay Rupak, and followed by a Drut Bandish in Teen Tal in Rag Jog. So Bhadra Priya played the flute. I accompanied her also, and she tried to execute some tihais accordingly. I accompanied with her, and I hope students might have enjoyed this performance, and they have minutely observed that how the tihai, how the vocal part, and how the instrumental part has a role with the tihai execution, and what is the basic difference between, maybe it may be a laya aspect or the language aspect, and how the tabla players uh, suit actually play their accompany with the vocal and flute. So I have tried to explain through this lecture, which was a practical demonstration during the seventh lecture. And then we had language in tabla. So before going to the high, it's very is essential, and it's very important to uh, get the brief knowledge or the uh, knowledge about the language in tabla. So we had how the tabla sound production is done, how what is the role of ahat and anahat nad. It was discussed in this lecture, and the basic strokes of the tabla was discussed in this lecture. Uh, I explained this all these aspects of this language with the practical presentation on tabla. So how the articulation of letters like kantha, talavya, murdhanya, dantya, and kantha talavya play the role in developing the tabla language. Then we had languages of tabla like basic syllables produced on tabla, basic syllables produced on dakka, and the syllables which are produced on tabla and daga simultaneously, which we called as a compound sound of uh, tabla. So according to resonance, these language is classified into the following categories: vowel syllabus and vowel based words. So all these concepts are being discussed in the due course of this lecture. Then after this lecture we had ninth lecture on Tehai and Tabla repertoire. So basically, Tabla repertoire contains has a two parts: first half and second half. So during the first half, Peshkar, Uthan, Kaida, Rela, Chalan, Rao, all these concepts have been discussed with practical playing. How the role of Tehai in Peshkar and the role of Tehai in Kaida and Rela, Chalan, Rao, etc. How the Tihais are executed. I have tried my best to present during the course of lecture. I have played the Peshkar and the Kaida and the Rela itself to demonstrate to the students. Then during the second half portion, I have explained the concept of Gat, Tukda, Chakrada, and Paran. These concepts basically are based on the Tihai. All these compositions, most probably Tukda, Chakrada, they end with a Tihai. So all these concepts were practically played. I played and demonstrated during the course of this lecture. Then we had 10th lecture about Tihai in tabla play. So definitions of Tihai from various experts, various writers, authors have been discussed. Then how the characteristics of a Tihai, what are the basic characteristics of the Tihais are also discussed in this lecture. Then provision of Tihai. So what is the provision? What is the basis of playing a Tihai? It was also discussed in the course of this lecture. Uh, then structure of Tihai. What structure exactly the Tihai has? It was discussed during this lecture. How the Tihai, uh, how the design of a Tihai is actually. It was also discussed because many of the students they have confusion about the design of a Tihai. So I hope after this lecture the concept of the Tihai design and the structure is been cleared, is been uh, rectified with the student, I guess. And if any of the students are joining us now, they can share their experience later on. Then the 11th lecture we had we discussed various types of pauses in Tihai. So Tihai consists of various pauses, and what is the role of various metric pauses, which it was discussed in this lecture. So right from the 2.25 matra, that is Savado matra, to 1/4, 1/8 matra, so from the bigger to the smallest pause, the smallest possibility, from the maximum to the minimum, we have discussed all types of pauses. Then how the pauses are counted, how it is written, all the points were discussed. It was also shown how to write, how to notate these pauses, and how they are recited. All these points were discussed during this course of the lecture. Then the 12th lecture. In the 12th lecture, we discussed the formation of Tehai, how the Tehai is formed. So from the basic board, that is one matra, two matra, and value of pauses, various values we have discussed, and what are the total numbers of matras of Tehai after applying these basic bowls and basic pauses. So we discussed that the formation of Tehai from fourth matra to, I guess, the 21. So how four matra Tehai is formed, then five matra. Like this, in this sequence, we have discussed how the Tehai is formed until 21st matra. So almost 17 to 18 possibilities of Tehai with various bowls and various pauses we have discussed in this lecture. And four matra Tehai examples was explained. All the analysis were given in this lecture, and I have explained all the gaps, pauses, all the palla, how to calculate, how the Tehai, the mathematical precision of the Tehai is. All these aspects of the Tehais were discussed in this lecture. Then after this lecture, we had 30, lecture number 13. It was about formula of Tehais in Sangeet Chintamani. So Sangeet Chintamani, uh, it's a it's a important topic discussing Sangeet Chintamani by Acharya Brahaspati, and in most of the universities, most of the curriculum, the Bhakti Sutra formula is given, which is earlier discussed by Acharya Brahaspati on the page number 503 of Sangeet Chintamani. So I have tried my best to uh, explain these formulas, because this formula creates a lot of confusion among the students, that students are not able to uh, understand the complexities behind these formulas. And I have tried my best to explain and make students understand these formulas in simple. So during this concept, I have explained uh, one by one after the other, the formulas which are discussed by Acharya Brihaspati, the Sankhya Chintamani. So I have also discussed how the formation of the high, how to calculate the palla, and how to calculate the distance from the specific matra to the given matra, which is mentioned in the formula, and how the Tehai will be formed out of given formula. So 16 formulas are discussed, and based on those 16 formulas, another 16 Tehais can be made. So basically, the concept of Bhakti Sutra in this lecture was 16 Tehais will be made of one matra cause, that is Damdar Tehai, and 16 Tehais uh, based on the first 16 Tihais will be made, and those 16, the remaining 16 Tihais will be Veda. So this is a crucial concept, and it's difficult to understand this concept, but I have tried my best to make students understand this formula in the simplest form. After this lecture, we had a 14th lecture of, then we had, from this lecture onwards, we have discussed 11 types of various dumps. So these 11 dumps were, which ranges from 2.25 matra, that is Savado matra, to a 1/8 matra. So in this course of lecture, we discussed 2.25 matra, followed by 2 matra, then 1.75 matra, 1.5 matra, 1.25, 1 matra, then 0.75, 0.5, 0.375, that is 3 by 8, 1 by 4, and 1 by 8. So total 11 possibilities. Uh, According to my knowledge, these are all the possibilities where students or the professors can, teachers can, or the gurus can think of making a tihai. So beyond this, there are any causes which we can discuss. So I have tried my best to discuss all the possibilities in a Chatashra Jati Vanavartan of each and every tal, ranging from 6 to 17 matra. So after, this was discussed in the 14th lecture about 6 matra. In 15th lecture, we discussed these formulas with the 7 matra. Then in 16th lecture, we discussed these formulas with 8 matras. And during the course of lecture, we find that after applying these formulas, we are getting various types of structures in the Tihai. So the structure which we are getting in 6 matras, we won't get those structure in 7. In 7 matra tal, we are getting another types of another possibilities of them. So each and every tal plays an important role. When we treat these 11 types of thumbs with each and every metric cycles, we get various types of thumbs and various types of possibilities of the Tihai. So I hope now we have until this week we have finished 17th up to 20th lecture. So I think we have discussed until, if I am not wrong, the 12 until 12 matra we have discussed this formula, and I hope students are attending the regular classes. They are engaging themselves in regular practice of the high recitation, the high writing, and understanding the concept of the high. So these points and these discussion was from my end. Over to you, Murli sir.
Thank you, sir, for providing an overview of our course that was released so far.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. So I'll just check on YouTube, sir, whether anybody is watching the event.
Fine.
Nobody is watching the event on YouTube, sir. Maybe we will
Okay,
wait
sir.
for a minute, sir, on Zoom. In case if the students are not joining in, then we will call it a day, sir.
Sure, 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 sir. Sure.
Since it's a holy time, also
Yeah,
being a
vacation are going on.
right, sir. So
Yeah. We can wait for a minute.
yes, sir. For a minute, we will wait, sir.
Sure.
Sir, and then the examination is on 25th of April, sir, for this course.
Fine, sir.
So would you like to
Yes.
discuss about things related to examination point of view, sir? Like what are the questions they will expect, whether it is subjective type questions or subjective type?
Yeah, actually, it will be a multiple choice question. I think students are already uh, solving the assignments. So the same pattern we have kept in the examination. The assignment pattern itself will be repeated in the uh, main question, main examination. So I request all the students to minutely observe the lectures, try to understand, and they have an opportunity to uh, watch and observe the lecture again and again. So half an hour time for one lecture is not enough, because this concept, it's a crucial concept. So they can re they can watch it again, they can see the performances, because questions can be asked from any point, any crucial aspect which is covered in the lecture.
Okay, sir. Got it.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. I think
Yes,
since
sir.
students are not joining in, we can close the session, sir.
Sure, sir. Sure.
Thank you so much, sir, for your
Thank
value.
you, sir. Thank you.
All right, sir. See you, sir.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm closing the Zoom, sir.